to hand over to Pan to let him to introduce us. 首先欢迎大家来到我们今天的这样一个公益的分享。那我们又会有2天的这样的一个时间，会去举办这样的一个跟你金钱相关的，跟你和金钱的关系这样的一个工作坊。那潘老师他是希腊的主办方，在斯坦疗愈里面，同时他也是维也纳的指定翻译。那同时他也有20多年的这些疗愈的经验和技术，是非常非常资深的一个疗愈老师。所以我们欢迎潘老师。
Okay, perfect. Shireen, you want to say something?
Yes, I am not in translation. You have not said translation.
I didn't start yet because we need to let people know that
okay.
they will choose the language they prefer. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Okay. So tonight we have Chinese, French, and Iranian translation. So please, Adriana, Shireen, and Lena, you can let people know that they can join in the interpretation, the language they prefer, and listen to the language in the separate channel.
那今天晚上 OK。那今天晚上我们会有不同的语言，有中文、英文、法语，还有德语。所以等一下大家会去选择你想要的频道，你可以选择中文频道。
Okay. Adriana, you can say in French that they can join the channel from the language.
Bonjour. Aujourd'hui, nous avons la tradition de chinois, français et iranien. Vous pouvez choisir votre channel.
Okay. In the down part of their screen, it's the sign of interpretation. They can click there and they can choose the language they prefer.
Là-bas de votre panel, vous pouvez choisir l'interprétation et choisir votre langue.
所以等一下大家有3个点，然后有一个更多，然后在更多里面你可以去选择这个翻译。OK， 它等一下会出现这个键。
Perfect. And Shireen, you can also let them know and I can start the interpretation.
بچه ها این پایین یه خطی هست که روش سه نقطه میبینین زیرش نوشته more. اگر رو اون بزنین یه علامت گلوبال میاد، تو اونجا میتونین که برین interpretation یا translation رو انتخاب بکنین و رو فارسی یا پرشین بزنین و اون موقع میتونین زبان فارسی رو با ما داشته باشین.
Perfect. So now we are ready. I'm starting the interpretation so that you can join the channels. We are ready. And please, Shireen, Adriana, and Lena, can you hear me clearly? Adriana, can you hear me? Give me a sign. Okay, perfect. Fantastic. So, welcome, everybody. And before we start, I want to ask you something. And I want you to notice what happens in your body when I ask it. Not in your mind, in your body. Okay? So here it is. If your bank account was a mirror, what would it be reflecting back to you about how much you believe you deserve? Think about it for a second. Good. So, to be honest, I've been sitting with this question for over 25 years now and working with thousands of people across dozens of countries. And what I know with complete certainty is this: the number in your bank account is not a reflection of your intelligence. It is not a reflection of your talent. And of course, it is not a reflection of how hard you work. And please mute your microphone so that we don't have distractions. Okay. So, your bank account is a reflection of an invisible program that was installed in you long before you had any choice in this matter. And in the following minutes in this webinar, I'm going to show you exactly what that program is, where it came from, and most importantly, how to change it completely. So, this program, we will approach it not eventually, not after years of therapy, but at the level of your neurology, your nervous system, and what quantum physics now confirms is the actual mechanism behind financial reality. So, my name is Pan Monachos. I am from Greece. I'm a Theta Healing Certificate of Science and Transformation expert. I've spent 25 years in this work, helping people in UK, in Greece, in Iran, in China, in Saudi Arabia, in India, and many other countries. And to think differently, to create a new mindset and to reset their nervous system, not only in the money issues, but in everything about life. But today we are focusing on the financial. And stay with me for the next minutes, because what I'm about to share with you is not what you've heard before. And if you're truly ready, it will change you. So, let me describe something, and I want you to notice how closely this matches your experience. You are not someone who is reckless with money. You are not irresponsible. In fact, you probably think about money quite a lot, maybe too much, right? But there's something that doesn't quite add up. You work hard, you are capable, you are intelligent, and yet there's always something, an unexpected expense, a deal that doesn't go through, an income that grows just enough, but never enough, right? And a sense of being perpetually one step behind where you feel you should be. Or maybe it's more subtle than that. Maybe your income is okay, but there's that background noise, this low voice of financial anxiety that never fully goes away. Even if the numbers are okay, the feeling is not. Or maybe this is one of the quietest, most hidden patterns of all. You actually don't let yourself want more, because somewhere deep inside, wanting more feels dangerous. It feels greedy. It feels like it might jinx what you already have, or like it might take you somewhere that it isn't really you. Do you resonate with these ideas? Maybe yes, right? I see you nodding. Or maybe you are still, because you are processing what I said, and because something of what I said is real. And here, what I want you to know right now before we go any further. None of this that I mentioned means that you are broken. None of this is because you're not trying hard enough. And nothing of this is a character flaw. This is because you are running a program, a deeply installed, highly sophisticated program about what money means, what it is safe to have, and who you are allowed to be financially, right? And that program, like any other program, can be updated. And let me show you the neuroscience of exactly how. Here is the neuroscience that changes everything. Your brain has a threat detection system called the amygdala. It evolved millions of years ago to keep you alive, to respond instantly to predators, danger, and survival threats. And here is what neuroscience now confirming. Your amygdala does not distinguish between a lion threatening you and the reality. And most importantly, it doesn't have the discernment between the lion that is chasing you and your bank account going into huge amounts. The danger is equal, right? To your nervous system, financial threat is survival threat. And this matters enormously because the moment you feel financial fear, blood literally moves away from your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that thinks clearly, strategizes, and creates, and floods into your survival brain. Which means what? You become less capable of solving money problems precisely when you most need to solve them. And this is exactly the reason why smart, talented people make the same money mistakes again and again and again. It's not stupidity, it's neurology, right? I need you to understand that. But here, where it gets even more fascinating, your relationship with money wasn't formed in adulthood. It was formed in childhood through observation, through the emotional atmosphere of your family home, through what was said and not said about money. And your brain doing exactly what was designed to do. Fight those experiences with strong emotional tags. It stored them as survival information, as rules about how the world works and who you are allowed to be in it. Right? Do you know Bruce Lipton, Dr. Bruce Lipton? You all know him, right? Bruce Lipton research in epigenetics tells us that 95% of our daily behavior is driven by these subconscious programs. 95%. Your conscious mind, your goals, your intentions, and your affirmations controls only 5%. And this is why vision boards alone don't work. This is why reading books about money mindset doesn't change your bank account, because you are fighting a 95% program with a 5% weapon. How does it sound? right? So now let me take you somewhere even more extraordinary in the quantum physics ideas. The observer effect, one of the foundational discoveries of quantum mechanics, tells us that before a quantum particle is observed, it exists in all possible states simultaneously. Only when it is observed, only when it is witnessed by a conscious observer, does it collapse into a single definite reality. So those of you who are theta healers know already that the observer creates the reality. Right? So now apply this to your financial life. Every single day, you are observing yourself. And what you are thinking most of the times, I am someone who struggles with money. I am someone who can never get ahead. I am someone who believes that wealth is for other people. Right? Do you resonate with that? Some nod, yes. These observations are not neutral. They are creative acts. They are literally collapsing the quantum field of your possible financial experience into the specific, limited version you are currently living. And let's go one step further. You know the HeartMath Institute. You know, fantastic. So the HeartMath Institute has measured and documented this. When you enter a state of heart coherence, when your heart and brain are synchronizing, your body generates an electromagnetic field that extends several feet around you. And this field influences the probability field of your experience. In simple language, your inner state, your money identity, your emotional frequency is not just a private experience. It radiates, it shapes what happens around you, which means the fastest, most direct path to changing your financial reality is changing the observer mode, changing who you are at the level of your nervous system, your subconscious mind, and your quantum field. And that is exactly what the workshop that Lena mentioned that we will be running on the 18th and 19th of July is teaching you to do, right? So I want to talk to you about something that doesn't get talked about enough. The real cost of staying stuck in your current relationship with money. Because we tend to measure financial struggle in numbers, in debts and deficits and overdrafts. And yes, those are real, but they are not the deepest cause. The deepest cost is in what you don't do, right? The trip you don't take because it feels impossible to spend. The business you don't start because you don't believe it could actually work to someone like you. The investment in yourself you keep postponing because there will always be a better time in the future. A time when things are more stable, when there's more in your account, and when you feel more ready. But there are more into that. The conversations you don't have with your partner about money, because it always becomes a struggle, an argument. There is the resentment that quietly builds up inside you. The way financial stress makes you smaller, more cautious, more contracted as a person, right? The moments when your child asks for something and you feel that tightness, not just of practical limitation, but of a much, much deeper feeling. A feeling that says, I'm not providing the way I want to provide. I am not who I want to be, right? And then there is the most invisible cost of all, the energy, your energy. The sheer metabolic cost of worrying about money, of calculating and recalculating, of the low-grade chronic anxiety that lives in the background of almost everything you do. A research from Princeton University found that financial worry consumes the equivalent of 13 IQ points of cognitive bandwidth constantly. That is the brain power you are not using for your relationships. This is the brain power you don't use for your creativity, for your children, for the life you actually want to be living. And here is the hardest truth of all. And I say it with complete and honest love. If you do not address the inner architecture of your relationship with money, the subconscious programs, the nervous system patterns, the inherited beliefs, then 5 years from now, you will be having exactly the same conversation with yourself. Different circumstances, perhaps, but the same inner experience. Because external conditions do not create inner freedom. It's the opposite. Inner freedom creates different external conditions. Believe me, I don't say that to depress you. I say it because I believe you deserve the truth. And because I know from 25 years of working with real people in real lives that the moment a person decides to address the root, everything changes. Not eventually, not slowly, everything completely. Right? Now, I want to take you somewhere. I want to take you to the other side of this work, to what becomes possible when the inner architecture shifts. Imagine waking up tomorrow and feeling for the very first time genuinely, not as a performance, that you are enough, that what you have is enough, and that more is also possible for you. Not because you've ground yourself into exhaustion, but because that's simply the field that you are living from now on. Imagine looking at your finances with curiosity instead of fear, right? Imagine making decisions about money from a place of expansion, by the idea and the question inside you, what is the most aligned choice? Rather than contraction and thinking, what is the safest thing to do so nothing goes bad? Right? This is what you do usually, but imagine the opposite, right? What is my most aligned choice? This will open up windows for you, will open up your perception into the infinite possibilities, right? Imagine that. And I've watched that happening over and over and over again in many countries, in many cities, in many civilizations, and in many cultures, right? For example, I've watched a woman who was convinced she would always be broke, triple her income within 8 months of doing this inner work. Not because the market changed, but because she changed. Her identity changed. Her nervous system settled into a new baseline. Her subconscious stopped spending energy protecting her from success. That was the difference, right? And this is not magic. This is not wishful thinking. This is precisely targeted neurological, somatic, and quantum work that creates measurable, lasting changes. And you know what's the most extraordinary thing about it? It doesn't take years. It takes 2 days. If you are persistent, if you are consistent, and if you are ready to do that, in 2 days you can change it. 2 days of the right kind of depth, the right kind of tools, and the right kind of space. 2 days addressing the root and not the symptoms, and everything that flows from that begins to flow differently. Right? So, before I introduce you to this workshop, I want to offer you a visualization that will put you into this energy. Are you ready to do that? Fantastic. So, find yourself in a comfortable position. Take a slow breath with me, in and out. Great. Breathing correctly is regulating your nervous system. You should know that. And take another deep breath. And in the exhale, let your shoulders drop. Let the weight of this week, this day, this hour begin to release with every exhale. Now, I want you to feel the ground beneath your feet. Even through your chair, through the floor, through everything between you and the earth, just feel the steadiness there. The ground has been holding everything for billions of years. It is not going anywhere, and neither are you. With each breath you take, allow yourself to go a little deeper, not asleep, more awake, more inward, more present to what is actually here beneath the noise of the day. And now I want you to bring your attention to your heart, not your mind, your heart. Place your hand there if you wish. Feel the warmth. Feel the movement. That rhythm has never once stopped for you. It has been faithful every single moment of your life. Before we go somewhere new, I want to invite you to set something down. For these few minutes, not forever, just right now, I want you to set down the worry, the calculation, the mental accounting, the background noise of financial stress that you have been carrying. Perhaps for so long that you no longer notice it as weight. You simply notice it as life. What would it feel like if just for a moment that weight did not exist? Set it down. Not because it's not real, but because you do not need to carry it into where we are going. Breathe it out. Let your exhale take it. And again. Good. You are lighter now. Perhaps only slightly, but that is enough. And now, I want you to imagine you are standing in front of a nice door. It is a simple door, not something dramatic. But you know, somehow you know that behind it is a version of your life that you have caught glimpses of, dreamt about, half believed in, and more than once you talked yourself out of it. The version of your life where your relationship with money is different. Not perfect, not magical, simply healed, whole, and free. Now, place your hand on the door. Feel the texture of it, the temperature. You have been standing at this door for a long time. Today, let's walk through. And imagine when you go through, it's like you are waking up. Morning light. Wherever home is for you, feel it. The quality of light through the window, the warmth of the covers, the sounds of the world beginning outside. And in the first moments of consciousness, before the day has fully assembled itself, notice what is not there. The anxiety is not there anymore. The low, familiar tightening in the chest that used to greet you with the morning is not there. In its place is something so simple, it is almost surprising. There is ease and comfort. You lie there for a moment and you genuinely feel that you are okay. Not because everything is perfect, but because your relationship with money is no longer a source of war inside you. Because you are no longer fighting yourself. Now you get up, and as you move through the morning, there is a quality to your movement that is different. You are not running from anything. You are not bracing. You are not performing a version of confidence you do not feel. You are simply here, present, grounded, and free. And at some point today, a financial decision comes up. It might be about your work, maybe what you charge, what you invest in, what you say yes to. It might be about your life, a choice that involves money, resources, your future. And you notice something remarkable. The decision does not come from fear. It does not come from what can I get away with? Or who am I to ask for that? Or the old familiar voice that says, better play it safe, better make yourself small, better not want too much. But instead, the decision comes from clarity. You know your worth, not as a concept, but as a felt, somatic, unshakable knowing in your body. And from that knowing, you speak, you choose, you ask, you invest, and you receive. And there is no guilt afterward, no second guessing, no quiet voice telling you that you went too far, wanted too much. There is simply rightness, the clean, quiet satisfaction of a person who is living in alignment with their own value. The day is ending now. You are home. And somewhere in the quiet of the evening, you find yourself thinking about the people you love. You think about what you are building, not only financially, the story you are writing, not just for yourself, but for the people who are watching you, your children, if you have, the younger people in your life, the version of you that your past self would look up to. And you feel proud. Not because you arrived somewhere perfect, but because you changed, because you chose to do the work that most people never do, because you looked honestly at the story you had been given and decided to write a new one. Because the scarcity stops with you. The inherited fear stops with you. The old belief that people like you cannot have this, that stops with you. Here, now. And feel all these energies leaving your body and make you feel lighter, more powerful. And now begin to feel the room around you. The temperature of the air, the sounds in your environment. Feel your feet on the floor, your hands in your lap, the weight and warmth of your own body. Take one slow breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And bring everything from that place back with you. Not as a memory you visit and leave behind, but as a blueprint, as a direction, as the truth about who you are becoming. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes. Fantastic. Welcome back. Take a couple of moments with what just happened and notice how your body feels right now compared to when we started. I'm sure that something is different, maybe slightly, maybe profoundly, but something is different. I want to tell you that that place you just visited, the feeling of waking up without the weight of making decisions from worth rather than fear, of feeling proud at the end of a day because you are changing your story, this is not imagination. This is a preview of your life. That is what the 2 days of deliberate, guided, neurologically grounded work can establish as a new baseline for you. Not a moment you once visited and left behind. It's a new way of being that becomes who you are, right? This visualization you experienced lasted around 10 minutes and something moved. Imagine 2 days. What will happen, right? With a group of people doing exactly the same work alongside with you in an energy field that amplifies everything, with every tool, every practice, every protocol designed to make that abundant life not just a visualization you remember, but a reality that it's your new habit. That is the workshop, and that is what these 2 days are about, right? So our dear Lena in the chat writes the schedule. You can sign up. You have time. The seats are limited. Sign up the moment you feel that you resonate with that and that you are ready to create this new reality and this new money identity inside you. And we will be very happy to have you with us. It will be, I see, an international group, which will be very interesting because we will be sharing energies, experiences, and we'll be able to enhance all the energy for all of us that we will be participating in this 2 days journey. right? Fantastic. So, ladies, Adriana, Lena, and Shirin, I will stop the interpretation now in case that we have questions or whatever may need. Okay.
题
And
欢迎可以提问。
fantastic. So, we are all in the main room now.
我们现在都在主会议室了。
ما در گروه اصلی هستیم. چنانچه سوالی دارین میتونین که بپرسین تو چت و پن به شما جواب.
So, yes, I don't know if we have any questions, but all the info for the workshop, you can find it with Lena, of course, with Evelyn, and with Shirin. Evelyn for Europe, Shirin for Iran, and Lena for the Asia part of this world, and it will be amazing.
那我不知道你是不是有问题啊？欢迎也可以在留言区提问。那你也可以找到我。我这边的话是会负责亚洲区啊。然后如果你是来自欧洲或者是伊朗，可以去找到相关的人士。
اگر دوست داشته باشین که تو این ورکشاپ شرکت بکنین میتونین که با ما تماس بگیرین. لنا from China از چین هستن که در این کنار ما هستن. اولین از مربوط به اروپا هستن و من هم مربوط به ایران هستم. برای این کلاس در خدمتتونیم.
Fantastic. And Adriana, you can also give this information in French. You can turn on your microphone. Yes, thank you.
Can you repeat it, please?
Yes, I said that the workshop will be on the 18th and 19th of July, and all the information, people who are interested can get it for Europe from Evelyn. She will help you. I will send everything that needed to Evelyn, and she can provide in French or whatever language you need.
Le workshop, c'est 18 et 19 de juillet. Vous pouvez parler avec Evelyne pour avoir les informations.
Fantastic. Perfect. Lena, I don't know if we have something else. I think that we are ready to let people go and relax and have fun.
Yeah, it's
Right.
it's a really good one. The meditation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for taking the time, and I'm looking forward to see you in the workshop.
非常感谢大家，感谢大家的时间来到这里。然后我非常期待在工作坊里面见到大家。
Fantastic.
Thank you, پن. پن میگه که امیدوارم که به زودی شما رو تو ورکشاپمون ببینیم و خوشحال میشیم در کنار ما باشیم.
Fantastic.
Okay, thank you so much. So yeah, it would be wonderful. So everybody who feel near the core, please join us.
Exactly. We will be waiting for you to have this amazing journey together. And if you have any questions, feel free to text us. Have a great evening.
大家晚上见，然后大家有一个很好的晚安，然后这会是一个很好的旅程在一起。如果说有任何问题，欢迎可以来跟我联络。OK，晚安。
پن میگه که ما خیلی خوشحال میشیم که این سفر رو با هم انجام دیم. چنانچه سوالی داشتین، پرسشی داشتین، میتونه از ما بپرسین. ما همیشه خوشحال میشیم که سوالاتتون جواب بدیم.
Okay, maybe we can have... let's have a picture. We didn't. Most of the people left, but it's okay. 1, 2, 3.
OK，我们可以拍照，大家可以露出你的脸庞。
Okay. So, bye-bye, everyone. Thank you for being
我们
here.
工作坊见，拜拜。
Bye-bye.